If you live in the Fairfax area, especially within Fairfax, I don't know exactly how far this extended, but a week ago Monday, you probably remember that the power went out. Now, when the power went out around 5 o'clock, Susan and I had a trip that we had to make to St. Joseph. We needed to go to Sam's for some items, and we were going to do that sometime during the week. And when the power went out, we just decided, well, let's go now. So we did. And we ended up being able to meet our kids there and have a dinner with them outside, distance from others. And as we did that, we talked for quite a while, and we ended up not getting back until well after 10 o'clock. Well, we got back and we emptied the car, and we were starting to kind of get stuff put away. And I was downstairs in our storage area putting away something in the freezer, and the power went out again. And it was dark. Because it's now close to 11 o'clock, and being downstairs, there was no semblance of light anywhere from anything. I was in a storage area, which is not the part of the basement that I'm normally in, and so I was hopeful that I could find my way out, but I wasn't certain. Well, thankfully, Susan was able to find her phone. It took her a little bit of time to find her phone because she'd left it in a different room, and she was able to shine the light from the phone down the stairs. And as she shined it down the stairs, I was able to see enough of the light to work my way to safety, so to speak, and to get to the stairs and then to climb the stairs and go to bed. And power came on, and I don't know, an hour later or whenever it came on. And as I thought about that, I thought about this text that we're looking at this week. And there's an idea in here the that we are to teach others. And Paul talks about the light that the Jews have and that the Jews are to share with others. Without that light that I had, that Susan shined for me, it would have taken me a long time to get back to the stairs. I might have been able to make it, but I'm just not certain. Maybe she could have come down the stairs on her own when she found it and just without the light and called out to me, and I could have followed her voice. But that's kind of the blind leading the blind, right? And of course, many people who are blind can actually see, quote unquote, see better than others who have eyesight because, well, they don't have all the distractions around them. And yet, anybody who receives their sight doesn't want to give it up. Anybody who has that exposure to light does not want to give it up. And so, as I think about that, and as I think about Romans 2:19 and the fact that uh, that they are to be a guide, they are to be a light. The Jew is to be a light to those who are in darkness. I see such parallels to the situation from the other night, and certainly there's parallels throughout the Bible. Ephesians 5, about verse 7 or 8, somewhere in there, talks about the fact that those who are in light should not return to the darkness, and let the light expose what is dark, and let that come to light. All of that is so important. But those who are blind need a guide. Maybe it's other people. We have guide dogs for those who are blind. And yet again, sometimes they see so clearly. I'm thinking very specifically about a young man that we went on a mission trip with back in 2002 to Philadelphia, and he was blind, and he was on the trip with us, and he was able to see and experience things in a very different way than what the rest of us were. There were 40 of us or so on that trip overall, but he had a very different experience, and a very good experience, different than the rest of us because of that. So in Romans 2, verses 19 through 24, Paul chastises the Jew because although they had the light, they would not share it with those who were in the darkness. Now, the real problem is that we kind of do the same thing. See, the Jew probably thought that the light was theirs. I mean, they're entitled to the light. They were God's chosen people, so the light was theirs. But none of us can say, let there be light, and light appear. Oh, sure, we can flip a light switch, but it was God before any light existed anywhere who said, let there be light. So the real light comes from God, and he shares that light with us so that we might share it with others. So Paul's frustration is the action, or really the inaction, of the Jew in sharing this light with others, in not helping the Gentile to find the light. And because of that, not only did the Gentile not find the light, but they were actually blaspheming the name of God. Thankfully, my wife was able to find her light and to shine that for me that night to get me back to a place where I could feel my way to safety. But it was not her own light. It was a light from her phone. It was a light that she knew how to shine that allowed me to find my way when I needed to find it. God has made his light available to all of us for that same purpose. It is not ours to keep, it is ours to share. Thankfully, his power will never go out, but yet we can dampen that power. We can put it out in our own lives. And if we do, we will be like the Jews and we will cause people to not only not know God, but perhaps to curse God as well. More importantly, if they don't have a chance to know that light, they're going to be forever separated with him. So my encouragement to you today is to let that light shine. It's not yours, it's his. It's ready to beam brightly if only we will share it. So my encouragement today is share that light that God has given you.